Good morning. Okay, we've almost arrived at that moment. Okay, can y'all hear me? I have just one housekeeping thing to say. In the back of the room, we're live streaming Match Day. So after you open your envelope, which is not yet, you can go back there and get on camera and tell your loved ones who aren't here about your match. So now what I need is for all the soon-to-be residents to come up and get their envelope and take it back to their table. Oh, and do not open it. Do not open it. Just take it back to your loved ones. While they're doing that, the wait staff will be around with your toast. You do whatever you want to do. I'm just standing here because I have something else to say. Okay, Frank, quit trying to look in there. Just kidding. Don't hold it up to the light. Don't spoil the surprise. Okay, does everyone have their envelope? So now I'd like to bring up, you know, at CU School of Medicine, we've been very lucky to have a dean who cares about education and who cares about students. So please welcome Dean Krugman and Dean Garrity, who is also a really strong advocate for students, and I think we are very lucky to have them at Colorado. They're going to lead you through the opening of the envelopes. So come on up.
Well, first of all, hey, this is a serious moment. I have 9 minutes to filibuster here because at 9:59, Maureen has a toast for you. But there are 12 of you who haven't picked up the envelopes yet. This either suggests that you don't care, or that you're on an AHEC rotation still, or a global health rotation. Well, now there are 13. I would caution you not to try to look at the envelopes until 10 o'clock, and do not hold them over the candles to hope you can see through them. Burned. You have to actually take this to the place you're going for entrance to get one of these cards. All right, so now I have 8 minutes left to filibuster. Let me try to at least be semi-serious and a little historical. This is actually a terrific milestone for me. This is the 25th match day that I've participated in. The first one was actually, thank you, but did it say applaud on the, we haven't done that. The first one was actually in a small room at New York University overlooking the East River, where we were called up one at a time, alphabetically, of course, and handed our envelopes and asked to open them in front of everyone. There was a lot of emotion in the room at that time, much of it positive, some of it less positive. My wife, for example, when I opened the envelope and it said University of Colorado, she said, "But you promised me water." And I told her not to worry, that coming to Colorado would be temporary. At any rate, we've discussed this periodically over the last 46 years. The other 24 opportunities were for classes from 1991 through your class, where we've participated in these. And these ceremonies have evolved. I don't remember the 1991 ceremony, but I'm fairly sure we did not have a brunch. Maureen, do you remember what we did in 1991? Yeah, that's right. You would know because you were there. You opened envelopes on stage. There you go. Jean was in the class of 91. She and her son are bookends in my career here. She was one of the first people I gave a diploma to, and if life goes well enough for Tom and for me over the next 3 weeks, or 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 2 months, we'll hand him one too. Where am I up to? 9:54. Let me say something at least semi-serious or serious. This stage you're about to complete, and this envelope will mark the beginning of what is probably the most intense learning year of your career since the first year of preschool. I mean that very seriously. The first year of residency, you're in a completely different position. You will have a completely different set of responsibilities. And for many of you who go away, and we know historically that many of you will not only leave our institution, but leave Denver, that first week of trying to adapt to a completely new environment will seem long, but from then on, the learning curve is spectacular. And I honestly believe that this coming year will be one of the major years of your medical career as far as learning. The other thing I think that's true is some of you will open these envelopes and be ecstatic, some of you will be happy, and some of you will be less thrilled than other people. But nothing in medicine, even this, is forever. The only thing I know that was forever was that when I told my wife it was temporary we were going to be here, it was a lie. But you've got a career that's intensely portable, can take you anywhere, and there are a lot of things you can do once you finish next year and your residency in the field of medicine. I've reached 9:56, and I'm going to say, Maureen, come on up, because I'm running out of gas here. All right, so I'll stand here while Maureen, well, it's still 9:56.
My watch says that it's 10 o'clock.
Perfect.
So, it's my pleasure would you all raise your glasses to the class of 2014, and I get to use my Irish heritage to say, may the winds be always at your back, may the rain fall soft on your face, and until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. We love having you here, and we wish you the best. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
And you may now open your envelopes.
I got Joe's.
Hi, moms and dads. We're going to Greeley. Yay!
So let's go into Greeley.
We're coming to Seattle next year. We're staying here for a year, then coming to Virginia Mason.
Right there. Hi, Papa. Hi, Bunya. We're going to St. Joe's. Love you.
First choice, this girlie. She got it.
Come say hi, Cole. They're all watching.
Say hi to your family.
Hi there. Who's watching?
Your family.
Hi, guys. Thaisa got her first choice.
I already said hi.
First choice.
And I got my first choice as well.
Can't wait to celebrate later.
Bye, guys. Love you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Mom and Dad, whoever's watching. There's where I'm going. University of Washington.
Hi, everyone. We are going
to Virginia.
We're going to Charlottesville. Woo!
Okay, here is my son Matthew and my daughter-in-law Emily. They are both staying in Colorado. Woo!
Z, thanks for watching, bro.
He sells some dog food.
خاله جان رامتین رهی رها خاله آزاده اما عباس خاله هنگام خیلی دوستتون دارم میرم سنت جوز توی دنور. I love you guys.
Hi, guys. We are going to the University of New Mexico. Talk to you all later. Love you.
Going to Massachusetts General, Boston, baby. Woo!
We're going to Seattle.
I'm going to St. Joe's. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Mom and Dad and Katie and Emily. I'm going to UW in Seattle. Woo-hoo! I love you guys.
All right, this one is for Mike, Janie, Janelle, Jeff, Linda, Jeff, and Susan and Ruben. Oh, and Barry. We're going to Texas. Yay!
Is there a script? Tell me when to go. Ready? Hey everybody, Grandma, Grandpa, it's great to see you. We matched cheer. I got my first choice, so we're staying. Just wanted to say thank you very, very much for the support. We love you. Elizabeth loves you. I hope to see you very, very soon, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Good thing we bought a house. Going to University of Colorado.
I'm going to New York.
Say hi to my grandfather in Florida. We matched at UCLA, and we're going to get to be together next year, so we're really excited about that. You want to say anything?
No. Hi, Granddad, and just thank you for letting me take your granddaughter away with me to UCLA, and we love you very much.
Love you. Thanks.
هنگامه خاله آزاده بچه‌ها دارن شما رو توی اینجا می‌بینن براشون دست بگیر یه حرفی می‌خوایم بزنید.
عزیز جان خیلی خوشحالم که آتوزا خانم در کلرادو قبول شده. منتهای آرزوی من بوده. انشالله آقا رئی هم موفق بشه و در همچون جلسه‌ای باشون شرکت کنیم و خوشحال و شاد باشیم. همه رو دیده بوسی کن و سلام برسون. خداحافظ.
کازینای من خاله آزاده همه آدابی و آسوماش خیلی خوشم خواهر من قبول شده آدابی و آسوماش.
What do we do? I'm Elliot Handler, and I am going to the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota for psychiatry.
Woo!
What's up, Mom, Lindsay, Dad? If anyone else is watching, going to Minnesota. Number one. Thank you very much.
Okay, congratulations to our new soon-to-be residents. Let's have a big... So we would like to ask you to take your seat. They're going to start serving breakfast. Say congratulations.
Say congratulations. Excuse me, everyone. We have an important guest who has an announcement to make. That was congratulations, everyone.
Okay, so they're taking their seat now. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Do I have to come up and say something at some point?
Yes, but whenever you're ready to start the program.
Hi, Phyllis. I'm going to the University of New Mexico. Yay!
Jojo, we're going to Virginia, Charlottesville.
Yay, we're sad it's not San Francisco, but we're going to come visit you guys all the time.
Yeah.
We love you, we love you, we love you.
Bye. Bye.
Hi, Bunya. I love you. I got my first choice. Wish you were here. Can't wait to have you out here. Love you. Thank you.
Just wanted to say hi, all the way from Colorado. Hope you're having a good day. Love you.
Hey everyone at home. I'm staying here in Colorado, University of Colorado Medicine prelim year before going to Kansas. Thanks everyone.
Hey everyone, just wanted to tell you I matched at OHSU in Portland. Couldn't be happier, going to be near Caroline. It's great. Thanks for all your support, love you so much, and can't wait to celebrate with you soon.
Hi, family and friends, grandma, staff, mom, dad, everybody at home. We love you guys. We are going to Space Center USA, Houston, Texas, Baylor College of Medicine. We'll talk to you soon. Love you. Thanks for all your support.
Like this.
Excuse me, everyone. We're gonna be starting with the actual program in about 5 minutes. So if people want to take some bathroom breaks before, and then we'll get started, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. So if everyone could please have a seat. So I just wanted to start off by introducing myself. I'm Carmen Sepulveda. I'm one of the fourth-year class presidents. And I wanted to welcome everyone for coming, and also thank you for coming today. And we're going to start off with having a keynote speaker. But before that, I just have a couple of housekeeping announcements. So first of all, I wanted to thank Lauren Harrell, wherever she is. Could you raise your hand, Lauren? So Lauren did the wonderful job of putting together the slideshow of all the pictures. So if you guys could give her a round of applause. And then just wanted to let you guys know that there's an envelope, or there's a piece of paper on your tables that explains what the SOS scholarship is. So that's student organized scholarship. And that was a scholarship founded by students for students that have contributed to the university. And one of our classmates, Ryan Roth, where's Ryan? He's around somewhere, got it our first year medical school. And we're trying to start an endowment, and we're trying to reach $25,000, and so far we're at $20,000. So we're asking for donations from individuals. So there is a piece of paper that explains more about the scholarship, and then there's a candle holder that has an anatomy covering. And so if you decide to donate, we'd really appreciate it, and you can put it in there, and then we'll collect those at the end of the event today. All right, so I'd like to invite Dr. Cohen to come up and speak. Dr. Cohen is one of our beloved professors. He's been around teaching, been involved in medical school education, I think 87 or 88 years now. So a long time, and we really love him. He's gotten multiple awards for being a great teacher, and the class that he teaches in medical school, Blood and Lymph, is one of our favorite classes, actually. And so he's here to welcome you guys today and talk more about something related to him being Canadian. So he'll tell you more about that.
Fellow students. I can remember in a previous millennium when I opened my envelope and discovered that I was going to be interning at the University of Southern North Dakota at Hoople, that somebody told me an old Latvian saying. Actually, it was an old Latvian who told me. And that was, if they don't want you, they don't deserve you. Yeah. So that's advice. Okay, pay attention now. Thank you very much for this honor. It's a treat to be here. I actually wrote 3 different talks for today and rejected all of them because they all were sort of dorky. Instead, you're going to get what's technically called a Gish Gallop. Can we have a show of hands? Who knows what a Gish Gallop is? Oh, excellent, I'll tell you. A Gish Gallop is named after the creationist, Duane Gish. And a Gish Gallop involves spewing so much bullshit in a short span that your opponent can't even understand you, let alone consider what you're saying. And that's what I'm going to do today. I was going to, one of my planned talks was I was going to talk about my plan for starting my own medical school, which some of you know. But I thought that once you realized how wonderful that would be, you would be even more depressed than you are now. And this is the wrong day for that. So you'll have to wait a little while till you hear about my plan for the Medical College of Google. Instead, I'm going to offer a random selection of thoughts, many of which are those of or about Dr. William Osler. Although it's commonly believed on this campus, and I've heard it from a bunch of people, that he and I were at school together, that's not true. Because he was born in 1849 in a small town in Ontario and attended the Toronto Medical School, before he transferred to McGill in 1871. Now, he got his MD-CM, that's a McGill-specific degree, which they still give, in 1872. He was 23 years old. This is actually of extreme interest to me as Dean of the Medical College of Google. He completed his degree, or his total study was 3 years, which was common then if the candidate already had at least 1 year of study with a general practitioner, and Osler had already had 2 in Toronto. And I love this idea because it involves shortening the curriculum. He was immediately appointed, as soon as he graduated, he was appointed as a professor in the school, though he took up his appointment 2 years later after traveling and studying in Europe, in London and Berlin and Vienna. Then he came back to McGill as full professor. He was 25. Unlike our school, where, and I see at least one of them here today, the elderly professors are only fit to referee the Powder Puff football games. Osler captained the medical student football team as a faculty member in their annual games against the arts students. In those days, there was no, it's kind of interesting to read the rules. There was no kickoff in football at the time. The football was placed in the middle of the field, and when they blew the whistle, the 2 captains ran at the football as fast as they could. Sort of like a jump ball in basketball, I guess, which actually is another game invented by Canadians. Osler always won these little kickoffs. So he was professor in what was called at the time the Institutes of Medicine, which meant physiology and pathology. He offered a class in histology, which met on Saturday mornings in the cloakroom. Students got their own specimens, they fixed them, they embedded them, and they cut them using their own straight razors, and then examined them under the microscope. And it was an elective which every single person in the class elected because Osler was teaching it. Osler spent 14 years in Montreal and then 14 in Philadelphia and 16 at Baltimore, where he was one of the 4 greats who founded the Johns Hopkins Medical School and Hospital. The other 3 were Welsh, the pathologist of Clostridium welshi, Kelly, the obstetrician of the forceps, and Halsted, the surgeon. And Halsted invented rubber gloves because his favorite nurse became allergic to the formaldehyde that they, not the formaldehyde, the phenol that they spread around the operating rooms. So he invented rubber gloves for her. And to this very day, rubber gloves are always called Halsteds. Actually, that's not true. But who are you, the guys who are surgeons, is there anything named after Halsted? Okay, we'll check on that. It seems a shame. And then Cushing, the other famous guy, the neurosurgeon, joined them somewhat later. Really? Oh, okay. So, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're not as loud as he is. Thank you. Well, all right. Yes. Okay. So now I've lost my place. Okay, now I want to point out to those graduating, everything you did for the last 2 years and everything you're going to do for the next several years basically was invented by Osler. I want to focus on what you personally owe to him. Osler was the first to get medical students to the bedside early in training. By their 3rd year, they were already taking patient histories, performing physicals, taking care of patients, and doing lab tests in the side room, which is something that I still did when I was in medical school, but you do much less of now. And he named this the clinical clerkship. He diminished the role of didactic lectures, which were typically the substance of 3rd year medical school. And he said, "He who studies medicine without books sails an uncharted sea, but he who studies medicine without patients does not go to sea at all." And it wasn't until he got to Hopkins that he would have had to say he or she. But that's history. Once, he said that he hoped his tombstone would say only he brought medical students into the wards for bedside teaching, which is a pretty cool thing to have on your tombstone. He doesn't have a tombstone because he is actually, he was cremated and his ashes are in an urn in the Osler Library at McGill, which is a beautiful library and you should visit it. End of commercial. Osler loved students. He especially loved little kids. And it's reported that when he went for a walk or went walking to work from his home, that little kids followed him because he told them outrageous, terrifying stories, which they loved. When he started at McGill, and remember, he was in his early 20s as professor, it was the custom of medical students at the time to sing rollicking songs in the lecture hall while waiting for the professors. And I mean, we do that a little, right? But not as much as they did then. While other teachers would call angrily for the students to shut up, Osler used to arrive early to join in the singing. The students called him Billy, but not to his face. Osler was eventually recruited. He went to Philadelphia, and he was recruited from Philadelphia to Baltimore. Nowadays, a process like that, to recruit a major character like that to a new school, takes months, if not years, costs hundreds of thousands of dollars, and is conducted by headhunter firms. And here's how Hopkins got Osler. And this I'm quoting now from Harvey Cushing's book. Quote, Dr. Billings, the hospital director, stopped off between trains in Philadelphia and went to Dr. William Osler's rooms in Walnut Street and without sitting down said, will you take charge of the medical department at the Johns Hopkins Hospital? Dr. Osler, without a moment's hesitation, answered, yes. Dr. Billings replied, see Welsh about the details. We're opening very soon. I'm very busy today. Good morning. And boy, what a saving. Maybe Osler's greatest contribution to medicine was the establishment of the medical residency program, an idea that spread from Hopkins around the world, of course. Through the system, for those of you who don't know, doctors in training make up much of the hospital's medical staff. The success of the residency program, his design, depended in large part on its pyramidal structure with a lot of interns, fewer assistant residents, and a single chief resident who initially stayed on and on and on and was a fixture in the hospital. This was the first full-time sleep-in residency. That's the way they were then. That's why they were called residents. They lived in the Hopkins School of Medicine administration building, and that was part of the reason they all, at that time, had to be single because they were not expected to have a life. That's changed a great deal now. You expect to have a life. Although he was true top-hatted, frock-coated Victorian with all the seriousness that implied, and he really was a serious character. He spoke Greek, Latin, Hebrew, German, Italian, French, and English, and he expected everybody who listened to him to also speak all those, because in all his speeches he will burst into something long and complicated in Greek and then expect everybody to get it. And I guess everybody knew that when he did that, you just laughed and, you know, pretended. He was also, in spite of all that seriousness, he was a famous practical joker, which is kind of un-Victorian of him. Here's an example. It's probably the weirdest example I could find. He used to drop by the women's clinic at Hopkins, where there were, you know, frightened young women waiting to see Dr. Kelly, the OBG doctor. And he would go up to these innocent creatures and he would say to them, you're in the most capable hands, he would say. And don't worry, old Kelly's senile tremor goes away as soon as he gets into the operating room. This failed to calm them. But Osler enjoyed it because Kelly at the time was 31 and from his pictures looked about 16. Hardly the senile tremor type. It's hard to get your mind, though, around the impact that Osler and his colleagues had on medical training. The New York Medical College, for example, was, when Osler started his training, considered one of the best medical schools in the country, even though its only entrance requirement for medical school was, and I'm quoting, that an applicant be able to read and write. This was 1870, roughly. And actually, a few years earlier, Harvard's principal, or dean of the medical school, rather, said that he had abandoned written exams for his medical students because most of his medical students couldn't. Has that changed? Who knows? So Osler's best-known saying was, listen to your patients. Listen to your patient. He is telling you the diagnosis. And he added also, every patient you see is a lesson in much more than the malady which he suffers from. Osler wrote the greatest medical textbook ever, which has so far sold over 500,000 copies. It's still a pleasure to read, especially if you ever have a patient with typhoid or something like that isn't going to be covered in great detail in other books. Osler is the place to go. He wasn't an expert on any one thing, but he was interested in and wrote about just about everything. And here are some of his best insights, very briefly, to show the breadth of his interest. So on microbiology, he said, soap and water and common sense are the best disinfectants. On common sense, he said, common sense in matters medical is rare and is usually in inverse ratio to the degree of education, which I take personally. Common sense nerve fibers, he said, are seldom myelinated before 40, and they are never seen, even with a microscope, before 20. On pharmacology, remember how much you do not know. Do not pour strange medicines into your patients. That's still good advice. On public outreach, which is special interest to me, one of the first duties of the physician is to educate the masses not to take medicine. On genetics, I love this one for, I don't know why. Varicose veins are the result of an improper selection of grandparents. He was a lovely, a kind man, a peacemaker, a mentor, and he was always an educator. He would take students in the middle of the night and make them go and see patients in the poorest parts of town because that was the only time the patient would be available, and he loved to do that. If he had a new book that he especially liked, he would give it to the first student who was interested in the subject. He lent his house staff money and never asked for it back. His niece told an interesting story. That one winter he was walking down the street with her when an old alcoholic man asked him for some money. He gave him the money, but he said he was Dr. Osler, and in return the man must promise to give him his liver when he no longer was using it. Then, because it was cold, he took off his overcoat and gave it to the man too. Some short weeks later, the man was admitted to the Montreal General and told everyone that when he died, which was very soon, Dr. Osler was to have his liver and his overcoat. In 1905, he was called to be the Regius Professor of Medicine at Oxford, something he had wanted from the beginning and had spent 45 years earning. His address at his farewell dinner in Baltimore was very typical Osler. It was called The Fixed Period. In it, he claimed that, quote, the effective, moving, revitalizing work of the world is done between the ages of 25 and 40, and it was downhill from there on. He envisaged the perfect college as a place where people retired at 67, and after a year of contemplation, they were peacefully extinguished by chloroform. Now, the Baltimore press chose to believe that he was serious. And he actually had to sneak onto the ship to London in disguise because there were angry crowds waiting for him. Here's a last student remembrance about Osler in his Oxford days. Quote, one morning, he watched me for a few minutes trying to perform my first autopsy. "Splendid, splendid," he exclaimed at last. "It is always better to do a thing wrong the first time." Whereupon he took up my instruments and showed me how to do it correctly. The student who's quoted there was Wilder Penfield, who went on to become the leading neurosurgeon of his time. And to just be personal for a second, my connection to Osler then is that when I was in second-year medical school and we started neuroanatomy, Dr. Penfield gave us the first series of lectures. And I still remember, because he came to the board, we had blackboards then. Blackboards are large pieces of slate. And he took 2 pieces of chalk and drew a cross-section of the brain ambidextrously with both hands, just to show he could. And we never forgot it. I'll leave you with this advice to graduating doctors from Dr. Osler. The hardest conviction to get into your mind is that the education upon which you are engaged is not a college course, it's not a medical course, but it's a life course for which the work of a few years under teachers was just the preparation. That's why he always started his talks, as I did, with fellow students. So congratulations, bon voyage, best wishes. Our thoughts go with you, and as you begin the most exciting part of the journey. So please stay in touch. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dr. Cohen. Our next speaker is one of our classmates, Brian Juan. Brian, are you around? Okay. Oh, you can come up.
Right? All right. Fellow Padawans, how I've waited for this day. So you guys wanted me to speak. I'm really honored, and I'm psyched because I think that means that you guys are all on board with like 90 minutes of F-bombs and Asian jokes. So Angie, Chelsea, let's get some earmuffs on those kids, and here we go. Actually, I don't have any Asian jokes today. I'm not even going to say anything about how good Pong Pong is at Candy Crush. She's really good. It's not really relevant except to say, speaking of Candy Crush, boys and girls, we have just cleared all the jelly. We have just brought down all of the ingredients. We have just unlocked Lollipop Falls. If you guys don't know what Candy Crush is, and none of that means anything to you, just try to keep up because this show moves fast. So a lot of you guys are my friends, you're my colleagues, you're my teachers, you're like basically the educational Mayanas that have stirred this drink for the last 4 to 7 years. For the rest of you, you guys don't know me, my name's Brian Juan, and I have a huge problem with stillness. Everybody notices because I laugh too loud and I talk too fast and I jump in and out of the conversations in weird places, and whenever there's silence, I like to fill it. This is a huge problem when I do yoga because there's this thing called Savasana, the corpse pose, where you're just supposed to be still. And I twitch, and I wipe the sweat and my girlish hair out of my eyes. I reach for my water bottle, and I go, oh, God. So it's also a huge problem whenever I commute. As you guys know, I did that for several years because I like to play DVDs on my car stereo while eating buffalo wings and texting. I'm a multitasker. I read on the treadmill. I do flashcards at Target. As a lot of you guys know, I did med school, piano bars, and raising 4 kids all at the same time. Why not? Thank you. Now, I'm not alone in this, though. You know, a lot of you guys are multitaskers. It's kind of like what you do to live in the 21st century. But what distinguishes physicians in my mind, like the splenic artery, they follow a tortuous path. Right? We've undertaken one of the most brutally demanding careers available to mankind because it's also one of the most profoundly rewarding. Our culture is one in which we're constantly looking ahead in eager anticipation of the next step in our journey, partially because we're constantly convinced that things are going to get better. Right? I remember totally hearing people say, like with no irony in their voice whatsoever, the MCAT's harder than anything you're going to do in med school. Once you're through admissions, then you can start calling yourself doctor. It's a piece of cake after anatomy. CVPR is so much better after the first exam. Smooth sailing after step one, man, smooth sailing. Second year is so much better than first. Third year is so much better than second. Fourth year is so much better than all of them. Actually, that last one's kind of true. It's been pretty sweet. So here's what else is true, okay? Truth. It gets a lot worse before it gets better, okay? Right? This is the tail end of our fourth year, so this is Savasana. This is corpse pose, okay? This is resting because you've just performed a huge, arduous task and you're preparing for the next. So while you rest, you reap the benefits of the work that you've done. You allow the magnitude of the transformation you've just been through to sink into your bones. And everybody here has been transformed. You kind of notice it because your promiscuous friends have started asking you rash questions. You just auscultated your uncle at a rehearsal dinner and his heartbeat was irregularly irregular. You're at yoga class and the teacher has just said, now compress your thyroid and parathyroid glands to help regulate your sleep-wake cycle. And snot came out of your nose because you laughed so hard at that. And right now you're noticing it because you're looking at the podium and you're thinking, Brian Wan, florid speech, flight of ideas, hypomania. So here's the deal, right? Intern year, that's not Savasana. That's going to be like the hardest that we've worked at anything in our lives for most of us. And so here's the take-home message that I have for you guys today. This is like my lesson for the last few years, and this is the only bit of wisdom that I really, truly have to share with you guys. Stop looking forward to when things are going to be easier. Don't say to yourself things like, PGY2 is going to be so much better than intern year. When I'm chief, I'm going to make some changes around here, and I'm going to fix all this stuff. If I get this fellowship, I'll finally be able to relax. When I'm an attending, people will finally listen to me, okay? This path has been hard. It's always going to be hard. Life in general is perfectly messy and flawlessly fraught with conflict and ridiculously gorgeous and bizarre. So take it all in. Work with it, struggle with it, love it, pull its hair, bite its ear. So the superiors who micromanage you, the support staff that doesn't support you, and the patients that ignore you, and the colleagues that hate you, and the EMRs that turn on you like Skynet and Rise of the Machines, right? None of that will ever break you. In Terminator, there was this thing called Skynet. It took over the whole planet. You got that, okay. So here it is. Don't waste your time looking forward to the day that all your hard work finally pays off, because it's already paid off, and it's going to keep paying off. Don't wait until you're in attending to start taking care of yourself physically, spiritually, and emotionally. Be stubborn. Work that stuff into your lives the way that you've been doing this whole entire time. Train yourselves to accept, to live in, and to flow with the moment. Every moment that you're privileged enough to continue in this unbelievable profession. Have confidence in your strengths. Have awareness of your limitations, and push like hell to level up, right? Now, just to clarify, I'm not saying don't think about the future, because excitement about the future doesn't have to preclude living in the moment. Somewhere out there, there's a pre-med student, and you're going to explain soap notes to them, and you're going to blow their mind. Somewhere out there, there's a third-year med student who's going home from the ward shattered because she's just had her eyeballs pimped through the back of her skull playing Guess What I'm Thinking with the Wiesenthal Christianos. And she's going to learn something about medicine that day. Somewhere out there, there's another third year wondering if they've just violated the honor code by knocking back 3 bottles of wine with the Orango Seaberts. But that person is nailing their toxicology elective to the wall. You know, I have a tremendous amount of respect for each and every one of you guys that I went to school with, and if I keep doing shout-outs, this is going to get really ugly really quickly. So know this first, though, that you guys have all inspired me ever since day one with your high-functioning, highfalutin accomplishments, your book smarts, your people skills, your dedication to this career, and your dashing good looks. Looking around right now, I can think back to that day in 2010 when Facebook totally exploded into a sea of photos of us wearing short white coats and sunglasses. And you think about how far we've come, how far we're going, and how much longer those coats are going to be, and it's pretty exciting. I'm honored to have finally had the chance to address you guys all in my 5-piece custom-tailored Jedi robes with 5 mimosas fighting for control of my brain. And to my future employers in Pueblo, you're welcome. So here, let me just offer our class's collective thanks to the school for helping y'all do what I'll need to do all the time. We love y'all. I also want to thank all of our friends and family that have helped prop us up along the way. And I want to offer my personal thanks to each and every one of you smart, talented, attractive, multitasking future doctors. In closing, I just want to leave you with 2 pearls from 3rd year that I think can apply to all of us, regardless of our subspecialty, okay? The first one I learned on surgery, and that is, don't hold the needle like you're mentally deficient, okay? And the second one I learned on OBGYN, and that is never, ever tell a woman that you could drive a bus through her cervix. Some women might get offended. Thank you guys very much.
All right, thanks, Brian. That was amazing. The next part of our program involves something that we call gifts to each of the specialties. And so we're going to be calling up everyone that matched in a specific specialty and giving you a little gift. So it'll just take a second for us to get it all organized. So talk amongst yourselves for 2.5 seconds. All right, so before we start, I forgot to mention that if you don't want to come up with your specialty, you don't have to. And then if you'd like, you can announce where you're going when you get up here. So the first one is anesthesia.
Brooke Army Medical Center in San Antonio, Texas. Hey guys, I'm going to UC Irvine.
I'm going to the University of Nebraska.
University of North Carolina.
Hi. Of course I did that. Hi, University of Colorado.
University of Cool Rad Bro.
University of Arizona.
University of Washington.
Mayo.
And Dartmouth.
All right, so we all know that there's a lot of downtime in anesthesia. So we got them a crossword puzzle to stay entertained and a paddle ball, as long as you don't hit the surgeons. And last but not least, we got you tissues for when you get yelled by the real doctors, the surgeons.
Going to Virginia Mason in Seattle.
All right, can we get radiology and radonc? What's up? Oh, yeah. And I'm Vimal. I'm another fourth year. I'll be helping present. Yeah. Cheers. Oh.
Did you get radiology?
It's right here. And then you want to get the next. So tell them that includes radonc. And that includes radonc too. It's right here. Yeah. So you guys, you can introduce yourself, say your name, and then also where you're going.
Hi, I'm Matt Von Lowe. I'm going to the University of Mexico.
I'm Tyler Robin. I'm going to the University of Colorado for radonc.
Zach Trenbeth, going to the University of Colorado for radiology.
Parag Bhatt, also going to the University of Colorado for radiology.
Great news. So we know radiologists, they spend a lot of time in the dark. So for you guys, we got you some vitamin D tablets. And on top of that, you know you're spending a lot of time in your chair, and that could get uncomfortable. So here is a little comfy little seat cushion. Enjoy. Prevent pressure ulcers, exactly. Congratulations.
So can we have everyone that is going into emergency medicine come up? Yeah. What do you?
I'm Pang Pang. I'm going to New York Presbyterian, Columbia, and Cornell.
I'm Kristen. I'm going to the University of Wisconsin.
I'm Jacob. I'm going to Denver Health.
Bobby, going to Hennepin County in Minneapolis.
Steve, going to Nebraska.
Ryan, going to University of Michigan. Go Blue.
Ashley, going to UT Southwestern in Dallas.
I'm Lauren Harrell. I'm going to LSU New Orleans.
Tom Siebert, also going to LSU New Orleans.
So we all know that all these people went into EM because they really, really love shift work. They don't want to work a second longer than they have to. So we got you guys an egg timer so you can set it so that the minute it goes off, you can head out the door. And we also got them the only diagnostic and treatment tool that they will need, which is a phone, so that they can call and consult all the real doctors.
All right, can we get Gen Surge, Thoracic Surge? Oh, wait, whoops, sorry. Can we get Family Med? Take that back. Family Med up here. Oh, what a good group. Here.
Let me get Nikki up here.
I'm Nikki. I'm going to Greeley.
Kristen, St. Joe's. Lindsay, St. Joe's.
Claire, I'm going to Scripps Chula Vista in San Diego.
I'm Brian. I'm going to St. Mary Corwin in Pueblo.
I'm Bella. I'm going to Tacoma, Washington.
Steven, Tacoma, Washington.
My name's Matt, and going to St. Joe's.
I'm Thaisa, also going to St. Joe's.
I'm Carmen. I'm going to Swedish.
Rachel, Swedish. Boom.
Lisa, St. Anthony North.
Jeff Lewis, Swedish also. Clint's going to Ventura, California.
I'm Tyler. I'm going to Northern Colorado and Greeley.
Jody, also going to Swedish.
John, Scripps Mercy, San Diego.
All right. Awesome Family Med group. So we know that you guys take care of the whole family, and that's awesome. But we know that you're also going to have a hard time paying off your loans. So we got you guys a $5 bill, which is double your first year attending salary, so that you can help pay off your loans. Yay! It's easier than you thought. So Gen Surge is ready. Yep.
All right, can we have Gen Surge? And that includes vascular or CT.
James, I'm going to UCSF.
I'm Karen. I'm going to St. Joseph's Hospital in Denver.
Steve, Rutgers, Robert Wood Johnson, vascular surgery.
Sarah, University of Washington.
Laura Brown.
That's awesome.
All right, so I have a quick pimping question for you guys. What's the most important bodily function to a surgeon? Poop, yay! So we got them an Everybody Poops book. It's actually Everybody Poops 410 pounds a year. And then we also got them some binoculars so that they could actually see a surgery their intern year. That's to you.
What's up? Are you okay? All right, can we get internal medicine up here? Killing it. That's gonna be a while, right? Oh, I'll find out. Yeah, seriously, it's dangerous. It does have, that's what you gotta watch out for. We'll start with Sarah.
Sarah Scannell, internal medicine at Exempla St. Joseph.
Anandi Ramaswamy, primary care track at the University of Colorado.
Christine Bates, I'm going to go to Duke.
Emily Freidendahl, St. Joe's here in Denver.
Ryan Roth, I'm going to Wisconsin.
Frank Hall, I'm going to University of Colorado.
Robert Hudon, Providence, Portland.
Chris Haas, Baylor College, Houston, Texas.
Munir, University of Southern California.
I'm Holly. I'll be staying at the University of Colorado.
I'm Gail Stanley. I'm University of New Mexico.
Andrew, Tulane, who dat?
Quinn, CU.
Jessica, Stanford.
Josh, University of California, San Diego.
Laura, University of Colorado, Primary Care.
Atusa, St. Joe's.
Charlie, University of Colorado.
Jessica, Brigham Women's Hospital.
Laurel, LSU in Baton Rouge.
I'm Andrew, University of Colorado.
Kelsey, University of Colorado.
What a good group. So we got a bunch of people, so that's great because we have 3 gifts that we're giving you guys. So question is, how long does the average internal medicine resident round? Answer is too long. You guys need shoe insoles. There you go, there you go. Next one is that we also got you guys some extra batteries for all the 1,000,001 pages that you're going to be getting. And lastly, a stopwatch so you can make sure your presentations are under 5 minutes. I think you guys keep them, or no?
You can keep it.
Yeah. Give it to whoever.
All right. Can we have who's going into neurology come up, please?
I'm Jacob, going to NYU.
I'm Tom, I'm going to UCSF.
All right, so I don't know how many of you guys know, but certain neurologists wear fanny packs because the saying is they're only as good as how many tools they have. So we wanted to deviate a little from the fanny pack. We thought those were going a little out of style, so we got them a Dora backpack. And in my experience, lots of them carry 1,000,000 safety pins in their pockets, and so they're always trying to look for them to use on physical exams. So I made them a safety pin necklace so they could just wear around and look cool too.
Congratulations, guys. All right, can we get neurosurgery up here?
I'm Shervin. I'm going to Duke Neurosurgery.
My name is Brian. I'll be doing a one-year transitional program at UCLA Harbor Medical Center.
So we know that neurosurgeons, you know, they're really they're great, and they also think that they're great, right? So we got you guys a mirror so you can look at yourself in the mirror and always tell yourself you're great. There you go. On top of that, we know that you guys are going to be rolling in those big bucks, you know, maybe 7 years later, but we got you guys a toilet paper roll made out of $100 bills. Enjoy. Congratulations, guys.
Okay, can we have OB-GYN come up, please?
I'm Susan. I'm going to Creighton in Nebraska.
Camille going to Maine Medical Center.
Natalia going to LSU.
I'm Angie. I'm going to Walter Reed National Military Medical Center, Bethesda, Maryland.
I'm Brandon. Yes, I'm a guy. I'm going to UCI.
I'm Sarah. I'm going to University of Washington.
I'm Lauren. I'm going to UCLA.
I'm Kelly. I'm going to University of Vermont.
All I'm going to say is that OB-GYN is a very wet specialty. And I know they're going to be going down under a lot. So we got them a snorkel. Good luck.
All right, can we get Optho up here? Optho. Ophthalmology. I got it right here. You're good doing it?
All right, I'm Reed. I'm going to KU in Kansas.
I'm Matt. I'm going to Stanford.
I'm Kirsten. I'm going to the University of Arizona.
Hey everyone, I'm David. I'm going to the University of Colorado.
So ophthalmology, what was that again? That's where I go if I need to get glasses, right? And you guys are gonna check my vision in case it's blurry. So we got you guys an art chart so you can check everyone's vision and give them glasses. Because that's what you do, right? Oh, sorry.
Can we have ortho come up, please?
My name's Jay. I'm going to the University of New Mexico.
I'm Michelle. I'm going to Madigan Army Medical Center in Tacoma, Washington.
I'm Marina. I'm going to William Beaumont Army Medical Center in El Paso, Texas.
So we all know that orthosurgeons are super buff. But I was curious as to how they get really buff. They're usually in the operating room all the time. And then I realized it's because they use the shake weight. So Jake told me before that he really wanted this, so I'm going to give it to him. And we also know that they need a little bit of help with the shake weight, so we got them plenty of protein powder as well.
Oh, man. Can we get pathology up here?
Hi, I'm Lincoln, going to University of Washington.
So pathology, huh? So we know that pathologists, they're not really connected too much to like living creatures at all. So we thought one thing that would be great for you was an electronic pet. There you go. That way you can have connection to life again, yeah? Congratulations again.
All right, can we have peds come up?
Hey, I'm Emily, and I'm headed to Seattle Children's.
Jessica, I'm going to UT Southwestern.
And I'm going to Tripler Army Medical Center in Honolulu, Hawaii.
I'm Jen, I'm going to WashU in St. Louis.
I'm Justine, I'm going to Kaiser Oakland.
Kinsey, I'm going to UPMC Pittsburgh.
I'm Rachel, I'm doing the Children's or Community Health and Advocacy at Children's National in DC.
I'm Maria, I'm going to Oregon Health and Science University in Portland, Oregon.
I'm Christy, I'm staying here at the University of Colorado.
And I'm Natalie, I'm also staying here at University of Colorado.
Okay, so we all know that pediatricians really just give little kids vaccines, make them cry, and then make them feel better by giving them stickers. So I just thought the only thing they really needed were a thing of stickers to carry around in their pockets. And then we also know that they also deal with adolescents, so we have a bunch of condoms so that they can give to their adolescent clinic. You can have that.
Can we get psychiatry up here next?
Oh, you have them. They're on top of it. Oh, yeah, the other one's in my purse.
I hope it's maybe it is. Hey, buddy.
You're probably wondering why I gathered you all here. I'm Elliot. I'm going to the Mayo Clinic.
Ben, Einstein, Beth Israel, New York.
Chris, staying here at CU.
Matt, also University of Colorado.
I'm Chelsea, I'm going to
UVA.
University of Virginia.
Congratulations. So psychiatrists probably see a lot of sad stuff. So we were really looking out for you guys, and we thought we'd get you a bottle of SSRIs so you can use prophylactically. Yeah. And then on top of that, just for stereotype purposes, we got a cardigan because I think it just makes sense, yeah? With mothball holes right there, yeah. Congratulations, guys.
Can we have urology come up, please?
I'm Cole Weedle. I'm going to stay here at the University of Colorado.
So I heard that urologists really like to give prostate exams. So we thought that we would give Cole a head start by giving him plenty of gloves and lube to do practice.
PMNR, come on up.
Yeah.
Should we just give him anyway?
We'll just say it.
Okay. So PMNR, nobody really remembers what it stands for. So we made up something else that was plenty of money and relaxation. So we got them a loofah and some bath salts. That's good for them.
And apparently the one person that matched in it is already on vacation, so.
That's awesome.
Okay, can we have MedPeds come up?
Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm going to Jackson Memorial in Miami.
Evan, UC San Diego.
Nick, I'm staying here at Colorado.
I'm Vimo. I'm going to Mass General.
So I think the biggest question of today is, what is med peds? I mean, I don't know. Raise your hand if you actually know what that is. Exactly. So I thought either you were an internist or you were a pediatrician, but it seems like these people are trying to do both. They can't really make up their mind. So I thought it would be good to get them a magic 8-ball so that they could actually have something that makes decisions for them.
ENT.
Hi, I'm Justin. I'm going to OHSU in Portland.
Nice. That's awesome. So ENT, noses all the time, huh? Kind of gross. Yeah, so, because you're going to be sucking out a lot of boogers, we got you guys a snot sucker. Woo, ENT. Congrats again.
And last but not least, plastics. And reconstructive, sorry.
I'm Austin. I'll be doing plastic surgery at the University of California in Irvine.
So we know plastics is one of the top specialties and very, very hard to get into. So we thought that we would give Austin a wonderful certificate for being in the top 1% of everyone in the world. So you can put up in his wonderful office. Did we miss anyone? Hopefully not. Okay. Well, we just want to thank you guys for listening to us. And also, I just wanted to take a moment to thank the Gag Gift Committee. So Kelsey, Sarah, Nathan, Vimal, and I for putting this together.
Yeah, thank you guys.
So apparently I have the closing remarks. I just wanted to, again, thank everyone for coming today. Hopefully it's a joyous day for many of you and a nice time to share with family and friends. And wish all of my classmates the best of luck. And don't party too hard at Maloney's or whatever else you guys end up doing after this. So thanks. Oh, yeah, don't forget to go put your pin over in the map. Our wonderful Jen E. Clay actually made little pins for everyone's name. So you can go there, and so that way we can maybe put it up in student affairs or something after so everyone can see. All right, thanks again, everyone.